Wait, what did I say? Sorry.
Out of everyone
who I've spoken to about Red Dead Redemption 2, there is not one person that has actually completed to 100%.
Welcome to the Art of Games, where we talk about video games that change the game. Anya had to step out to continue her studies, so Karmen is stepping in.
Hi.
Hi, Karmen.
Hey. Ooh, new co-host. Sounds so official. Yeah, no, like, hi. I think I'm just a new person.
That's so cute. Do you want to introduce yourself? Okay, so tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Karmen. I am a friend of Delphine's that I am very excited to be on this podcast with.
Welcome.
Thanks. Thank you so much. So yeah, I get to play games, which is awesome. A little bit of history. I was actually studying games design at university. So I always have been a bit of a gamer. That really kind of let me into understanding a little bit of the industry. Obviously, like, there's so much more, and that's probably about 10 years ago, which the industry has definitely changed since then anyway. And then thankfully the pandemic helped me just to be my gamer self and delve back into the games that I wasn't actually able to play, or I was worried to play because I know that I wouldn't do anything otherwise than go to work, eat, and literally play games, which isn't a bad thing at all.
You're that kind of player? You stop eating?
Yeah, honestly, hours just pass by. Like, as long as I'm comfortable and I get my comfort position, like, that's it. I'm gone.
With a blanket
you
and
can
the
see
cats.
me. Yeah, 3-4 weeks, and maybe I'll just crawl out of my hole at some point. But I don't know what it is. Yeah, if I get super into something, I'm really into it. I need to complete it, especially with finding things in games. Like, if there's like little treasure hunts or something.
Oh my God. I'm the same. I'm the worst looter on the planet. I need to loot everything. I'm not, I have things like most people in life. Some people have more things than me, and some people have less things than me. I don't think I'm a hoarder at all. Like, I don't buy 3-4 shampoos or
Yeah.
But I am a hoarder in games. Like,
oh, 100%. Like, I would love if you could have, like, you have the trophies and everything for games. Like, if you manage to complete every level and like,
oh, so you mean going 100% complete on Red Dead, like I did?
Yes, that needs a round of applause. I'm so proud of you. Honestly, that's incredible. I've actually, out of everyone who I've spoken to about Red Dead, I've never actually heard anyone actually complete it to the 100%.
We're all like, wait. All right, well then, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it should be like dark glasses. What do you mean?
Style.
It was easy.
Fabulous.
All right, I didn't know you were that kind of player. Tell us about more about you. What do you do now?
Okay, so I am a professional body piercer. I actually, when I was in university, I studied. I don't know, practitioners. Studied. Well, I fell into piercing as a part-time job, and then carried on with piercing. I have 2 beautiful naked cats.
Yes,
absolutely sweet. I live in London. 6 years later, and I'm still here. We'll see what the future brings. I love doing everything creative, everything. I'm a serial hobbyist, I'm gonna say. So also during pandemic was sewing, so I started making fabulous tiny little clothes and recreating my clothes. So I had a new wardrobe without actually needing to buy a new wardrobe, which is fabulous.
Wait, I didn't know that. Which is really fun. So I have a beautiful sewing machine that's kind of just lumped in a corner right now until I get back into sewing again. It is great. Like, please wear your clothes.
That would
on the podcast. Wear your clothes.
Please
don't be naked. No.
I thought that was what you were getting at. I was like, wear your clothes. Or I made the cat's little clothes, shall I say.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Cool. And your boyfriend's Italian, so you tried to learn Italian. I'm learning Italian at the moment, so we're Italian learning buddies, but it's a challenge a little bit for you.
For me, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's so difficult. I'm not giving up. I'm too far in to give up, and also Duolingo for me personally is great because you have this like this day streak, and I need to keep that going. So I think that definitely helps. That's
how many day streak are you?
161 now.
Oh wow!
Over 3 months.
Well done.
It might be a little bit long. Yeah, thanks. And then I've started to try and learn Spanish as well. So far, I think Spanish is a little easier. Maybe I just haven't got to the level that I've got to with Italian at the moment. But I feel like Spanish is a stepping stone to then learn Italian, for me personally.
That's nice. It's
know,
funny.
you're having it's so easy for you.
So, same words in my head. It's like I go to the restaurant, je vais au restaurant, as in vado al ristorante, like same fucking words. Except that it sounds Latin in my head, that's all. It sounds like I'm in Asterix or something, I don't know. But so there's something that people who are part of another world outside the United Kingdom will think you are, but you're not. So do you want to tell people you're Welsh and not English?
I am, yes. I do tend to leave this out. I'm not British, guys. I'm Welsh. No, you can class me as British. But yeah,
But not English, that's for sure.
I am not 100%. I'm not English, no. We are classed as British. I say we as the 4 countries who are in Britain. Is it even Great Britain anymore? I know Brexit and everything's happened, but I don't know if the name still stays the same. All the confusion. No, yeah, so I am Welsh. I'm from Wales. I can speak Welsh. So I think that is a little bit helpful towards trying to learn Italian and Spanish because the language and how it's structured and everything. But the literature. I don't know how you say it professionally. Not professionally, but how other people would understand me. Because I know what you would understand me, Delphine.
No, just be yourself. I'm sure everybody's going to just take in who you are.
Appreciated. Yeah, I'll just try and say words and try and make sense. But yeah, I speak Welsh, which is fun.
Okay,
I don't really speak
say
Welsh
hi everyone in Welsh.
Hello pawb. Hello pawb, dwi'n gallu siarad Gymraeg. Pleasure i cwrdd â chi. Ciao. No, I just said bye in a different language. Hi or bye.
Oh my god,
it can get confusing. So yeah, they actually used Welsh in The Witcher 3. They were the 3 witches in the swamp. But they actually used a base of Welsh, which was really fascinating. Some of the words, part of it was made up, but I absolutely love the fact that Welsh is used in games, as like a really old language, because it is Celtic, which is fascinating. So yeah, that was a bit magical. So when I was playing that game, I was like, oh my gosh, I recognize the words. It was lovely.
You feel your roots through the game.
Yeah, it was really sweet. I felt like a bit more connected to the Northern Hemisphere as well, because they have a bit more harsh sounding. Sorry, I've got the cat munching some foam. Stop it.
If your cat's coming out at some point, I feel like you should show them on the cameras.
100%. I think they will probably just make themselves at home on my lap at some point.
Yes.
So yeah, I think you'll definitely be seeing them. I'm not one of these people that go and grab animals all the time, though, I'll be honest. I'm like, no, they'll come to me when they want to come to me.
Well, especially those, depends on the cat. Do you remember, have you met Sangshil?
No, I didn't get to meet her.
She was screaming at me to take her. Sometimes I was cooking and you'd think she wants the food, but no, she was begging me to hold her. Oh, wow. So sometimes I had to hold the cat and cook at the same time. I'm like, oh, that's a fucking baby.
She just get like a little carry pouch for her, just so she could sit there like.
Yeah, she was so comfortable with heights, I guess, because she was always in my arms.
That was so sweet.
Insane.
Such a dreamy.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the idea that everybody wants when they have a cat.
Yeah. I was very lucky. I had another cat before her that was the antithesis of that, and she was horrible. She was like just a fucking bitch.
I also love that as well.
Yeah, she was funny. Like, people were calling her the anti-cat, the antichrist of cats.
I can see that. There's quite a few Antichrist cats around though, aren't there?
I actually have a picture of her in my bathroom. I keep her picture of her in my bathroom. It's pretty bad. And she's like this. I tried to take a picture of her, Nog Sangshil, the actual anti-cat. And she was just chilling on the fridge. Took a picture of her. As soon as she saw me approach, she went, look at that massive bitch.
Oh, she's beautiful though.
My God, look at this.
With her green eyes.
Oh my God,
Aww.
evil cat. You could tell there's just evilness in that.
Bless her. It's a wicked photo though. So much character.
That's why I kept it. I was like, you know what? That's the best picture of you so far, you bitch.
I love the shadow behind her as well. It just adds that effect.
Yeah, you're right.
Her dual nature.
And I'm like, leave me alone. Phone would ring. Someone at the door. Like,
what happened to her?
Nothing. She was literally
just,
she was a kitten and really cute. And I went, you go on holiday when you're a kid for like months. I remember we got her probably March, April. July, August, I was at my grandparents', didn't see the cat for 2 months, came back, changed cat with my two parents, unable to fucking connect. My two parents unable to show any affection. At the right time where it got, it was determining for the cat to see which direction they were going to take. And she took the direction of my parents.
Wow.
Don't approach me, don't touch me, don't show affection, don't show love, nothing. I mean, bless them, they're not against it. They just don't know how. So the cat just took after them. It's great.
So all three of them in the same household, like same kind of personalities.
Yeah.
Bonded.
And me. Uber sensitive.
Needed a bit of attention. You're human.
Yeah, I mean, brought variety, that's for sure. All right, so let's tell people how we met.
How did we... Okay, so we met in Camden, right? We were at this... we had a bit of a girls' night. There was 4 of us. Because the girls that we were with, that's the first night I met you, and then we kind of bonded a bit. We were sharing stories.
Okay, listen... The world needs to know more of you. It's like, you were asking me questions. You were literally the most curious person on the planet. And I thought, this is a gem I just met. Like, she's genuinely interested in people.
Aww.
I thought, wow.
Thanks for that. Because honestly, I feel that you can learn from everybody you meet. There's going to be a lesson there, or maybe a different experience. Maybe you've experienced something that I have, or we could even experience the same kind of situation, but come out of it in a different mind. So for me, that's my curiosity with meeting people, and I like to understand people.
Well, there you go. I think that's perfect for someone also who wants to talk about their experience through character writing, and having a podcast is the best platform for you to explore what you already have as a skill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, I think is wonderful. And I think, games, there's so many different games, there's so many different storylines, so many different interesting characters, or maybe they take a wrong turn, not so much a wrong turn, or a different turn to what you were expecting. I think that's part of the plot and the twists as well. Yes, I love it. And I think what I love about gaming in particularly, in comparison to, watching movies or I don't know, other things, listen to music, you are the character in the game. Yeah, reading a book.
Yeah, but in a book, you are the character as well.
That's true.
If the book is at the first person pronoun. So I think that's why I call the video games for me the 8th art, because it encompasses books, cinematography, acting, so theater, photography. I mean, the cinema had integrated all of this, and it's called the 7th art, but it doesn't integrate books as in literature, what you feel like when you read a book. But for me, playing a game and reading a book, no fucking difference.
I think, yes, no, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get into a book. And I think the games just kind of throw you straight in because you've got that visual behind it.
Dude, I didn't get into The Witcher, and I'm sure it's a good book, a good video game. And I think some video games are very difficult to get in. It talks to the geeks, and we're kind of like a different kind of breed because we're so passionate. Yeah. But I think bookworms don't have that problem as much. But also books have a lot of variety, and you choose what you like, so you don't have the problem. And I think for video games, people are also, choosing what they like. They don't have the problem, which I think it's sometimes nice to be confronted with something you didn't like at first, and then you want to explore. Like sometimes I push some first chapter in books and then realize I'm reading the best book of my life. So yeah, I think sometimes it's nice to confront.
What kind of books do you usually go for? Like to start reading at first?
Same shit as when I play games.
Yeah. I like fantasy books, to be honest. I'll be honest, like teenage fantasy.
Yeah. Oh my God,
it's so drama.
Wait, it's so much drama, and also it takes me out of my daily life. It's perfect. Have you read Uglies? It's not fantasies. I kind of like near future, a little bit like Divergent or Hunger Games. You've not read Uglies?
I haven't.
Because it's being produced by Netflix right now.
Oh, wow.
And I've read the books because when sometimes you hear about a show, you wanna know more. And oh my God, I got sucked in so hard during the summer. I thought this was one of the good teenage sci-fi book I've had in the longest time.
Brilliant. So did you hear about it first and then you read the book?
So because of the show yeah. And then friend at work said I read it, and then they mentioned how it is a little bit like they start with the world. So basically, the world is a world of people are being made pretty to avoid conflict. So if everybody has beauty, then there's not so much any difference anymore, and the fact that they live in beauty reduces the conflicts of the world. And I was like, oh my God, what a confronting concept as well. Yeah, it's very confronting when you read at the beginning, because she's like, your heroine, she gets like some go on the screen, the screens that you can just have like holograms kind of type of screens, and then she takes her face and she changes her eyebrows, she changes everything like a fucking filter.
Wow. That's insane. Honestly, this would be a reality at some point because the metaverse and everything.
Well, then you are, until you're 15, you're in the Uglyville, and then after 16, based on your preferences of how you want to look like, you go and get fucking like butchered at the surgery. It's not virtual. You actually come out fucking pretty. And then you go to Prettyville. Obviously, the concept is nice, but I think what I was most impressed with is that it's a fucking race. It's like being in the arena of the Hunger Games from the moment that she I'm not going to say anything any further. You should read it, and then you talk to me about it.
It sounds honestly super fascinating. Yeah. And the concept is really interesting. It's just wild. And I think vanity, and people are so concerned with how they look all the time. But imagine, I don't know, I'm just putting the idea when you're in school, which is the age, as you said, about 15, 16, you have your surgery then. But my idea of pretty 20 years ago is completely different to what I think is pretty now. So I'm just imagining being in that frame of mind, designing your pretty at that age, having all the surgery, and then you reach your 30s and you're like, I don't like how I look anymore.
Yeah. But you can always change how you look. So it's really fucked up.
Wow. And just be completely different. I'd be Avatar.
It's such a good concept.
I'd be blue. I would.
No, you're not allowed. You have to have
why?
that type of uniformity. Everybody kind of the same. They're just pretty. Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, no, that's too inclusive.
Yeah,
It's boring.
I think it's really good.
Yeah. I think it's probably one of those that makes you think as well.
Yeah.
Which I love, like thought-provoking and...
Mm-hmm. And for like teenagers, I think it's really healthy.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But like as an adult, I was given a lot of food for thought.
Mm.
So tell us, what are video games to you?
Ooh. So I love that you mentioned that video games are the eighth art, because I think they are so amazing. Yeah, like I mentioned that I would spend thousands of hours just playing games. I am a person that does need to go out now and again, but honestly, in the comfort of my own home, I am the happiest person ever. I've got the cats, I've got my partner. I'm happy just to play games and
eat good Italian food.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's so good, so good. Drink good wine. No, I'm not much of a drinker, to be honest, but yeah, now and again. And tea is really good as well. So honestly, I'm just super happy to be at home, play games. Games for me is soothing. I feel that it takes me out of my reality, and experiences something else, and not quite have to step out of my comfort zone so much. I say not quite, because definitely like some games take you through a narrative that is stressful. Like, okay, the Ghost of Tsushima. Wow.
You're playing it at the moment.
I'm playing this at the moment. It's absolutely wonderful. It's an incredible game. I absolutely love the game style, and the fighting and everything in it. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. Oh my gosh, I just spent about a good 40 tries trying to beat Ronin or something. Ryoko.
Oh, yeah.
What an intense level.
Oh god, yeah, I remember him. It's
So
okay,
intense.
no, just playing easy. No, I would not, but
I was like, no, I'm too invested. Like, I'm on my 30th go. I'm gonna get this 31st try. Like, again, 32 tries. And like, but it was intense. And I think, yeah, between me and Claudia as well, we were just kind of swapping the remote. Like, yo, try. But my heart was beating so fast. Like, I because I've got the watch on as well. I was just checking my stress levels and everything on it. It was through the roof. I was like on anaerobic heart racing. So yes, I think, yeah, you can also do exercise.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that good for health, or is that too stressful? But it's that the right amount of adrenaline.
My heart is healthy as long as it's beating.
Yeah. Well, my heart is beating all the time when I'm scared in video games, that's for sure.
Okay, have you played Outlast?
Is that a horror one?
Oh my gosh, yes. It's terrifying, and
I don't have a partner. It's gonna be hard for me to play video games when I'm like alone, and then I just sleep in the. I'm watching Hunting of Hill House again, and I'm like terrified to death right now.
It's quite scary, some parts of it.
Yeah, like I mean the very end, just like when. Sorry for spoilers. You have to watch it, otherwise don't listen to the next few seconds. But after Nell and the bent neck, after she becomes the bent neck lady, that's it. That's when I get scared. To which, like, some people who like horror films, horror TV shows, they don't watch that far because it's boring. It's all about relationship. They don't like it. It's too boring. It's too drama. It's a drama. Well, yeah, but when you come to that episode, then all the episodes unfold with like just shitloads of scary shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I quite like the different characters there, though, to be honest. The malfunctioning family, and why they were like too scared to go back to the house and everything.
Yeah, well, but they were so fucking, the survival skills of those people is none.
Yeah.
Like, just go away. Your kids are being traumatized and getting clearly PTSD in front of you. The wife as well. Just what the fuck are you staying in the house? Just take the house down. Sell the land. Take it down. Sell the fucking land.
It was a stunning house, though.
Take it down. Sell the land. Just 4 kids. 5 kids.
Yeah. I would just sage the shit out of it. Sage.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. You're right. Get a fucking
purify that. Purify. No, honestly, I really love the narrative, and the father. I hate how like you just kind of dropped out to their lives though.
You what?
How the father just kind of dropped out to their lives.
Yeah.
I know all the kids just kind of done their own thing.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that's very new age relationships with parents, I guess.
You mean old age? Like my generation.
No, I was thinking, I don't know, I feel that were parents more together before? I feel like there's more divorces now than what there used to be after a certain age.
But there's more involvement from the fathers. Like statistically, I read this article where they were saying that for black people, at least. I guess it's the same for white people. But they're in the 80s when they grow up, so same as my generation. Those parents would just go away when they can't deal with. Even if they get divorced, they just don't go AWOL anymore. They're more invested. They try to talk more. Yeah, I think there's a massive change. All the dads that were copping out in the 80s are the grandchildren of the men who were at war during the World War II, and it was devastating for them, I guess, not having parenting figures or the world not dealing with that. So the generations after, what I could observe is just my personal observation, is that the generations after just started to get better and better and better.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna just call it a millennial era as well, where we are getting more in touch with our feelings now as well, and trying to understand from an emotional perspective how our actions affect the other person. And which I think it's healthy. It's definitely helped, and I think it will carry on helping, which is interesting. And yeah, I think that's part of growth as well. I suppose that is, the way everything is going. I think everyone is growing, and everyone's wanting to invest in their health, their mental health, their spiritual, physical. I think, I do think that that's part of raising your vibration as well, though. I'm quite keen with spirituality and understanding things, and everyone has their own energy, and there's always an energy. There always has to be a balance, and I think that, there is an awakening happening. I think that's all part of it.
I think communication is more a thing that's happening between old generations and I could see it with my generation. I don't have kids, but people my age, you can see them actually communicating with their kids,
which is really sweet.
And instead of don't talk, don't cry, that was my life. If I was saying something, people at family dinner, and I was the little nagging, annoying kid, they would be like, shut it! It's not your turn. You're a child. You shut it. The adults are speaking. My grandmother, the adults are speaking. And so I was always speaking, sure, but I don't think the conversation would go that way if it was people from my generation telling to their kids, okay, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to communicate? What are your frustrations?
Yeah.
Exchange, conversation.
I think that the adult has to be emotionally aware enough to be able to do that as well.
Yeah, and that
which is probably what we. I didn't have that, and I think that's probably what we didn't have. And moving forward, but I think my parents are probably still in the same place that they were.
Oh yeah,
back in that time, and we, I guess, you from your past, I think I've changed, and I've still keep trying to change.
Yeah. My parents are not even trying to change.
Yeah.
And then they say, my mother is always like, "Oh, we can't change. We're too old." I'm like, dude, you've been saying that for 40 years. And you're 70. You started at 30 saying I'm too old to change now. Okay, yeah. What a comfortable, situation for you to be yourself in. Oh my God, bye English. All right, back to games.
I love the wee tangents.
Yeah, and the tangents are real, especially we're not talking about a specific game. We're just introducing you, so there's going to be tangent, but it's nice to get a feel of what you like or what you think or how you feel about just the conversation that's happening. What are your favorite games?
That is a tricky one. Okay, my most emotionally invested game was Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it was, yes, everything. And honestly, that's all thanks to the pandemic that happened as well.
Same.
That I first tried to play it and I just couldn't get into the gameplay. I got really frustrated.
Same.
I played about 10 hours and I was like, no, like, it's not for me. And then it's about 3 years later, everyone was like, you haven't played it? Like, it was definitely your game. You haven't played it, it's definitely your game. I was like, oh, everyone keeps telling me this. And I just felt, I got a bit of FOMO then. So I was like, right, I need to just invest. I need to understand what everyone's talking about. And then it's all thanks to all that free time, worried about, financial situations and everything. I don't have a job to go to, so let's just sit and play games. So I got to meet my virtual family, ride some horses, build connection with the horses, and it was a roller coaster. And I'm not gonna give spoilers or anything, but it was.
No, we are giving spoilers here.
It was incredible.
Here we're here to talk about how we felt.
Okay.
We can't be talking about, oh, this is a good game and play it. We're not here to teach. We're here to share how we felt. So we have to talk about what situations in the game.
Okay, because I definitely remember it was a couple of years ago now, so honestly my memory is not the best. I remember I absolutely loved it, and I pretty much abandoned my boyfriend for the 3 weeks that I was playing in it.
3 weeks?
3 weeks, 15 hours a day. I was there, waking up like, bye clap, from out of bed, sat down playing games. And I like minimum 12 hours, 12 to 16 hours a day.
I mean, the game is like, you go to a saloon, like here, you go, you can play poker, you can eat, you can really...
You could also do that.
It's like being in the, whatever you mentioned earlier, the metaverse, where you're in another world. This is it.
Yeah. Which was incredible. I'll be honest though, I love collecting and everything, but I think I was just so invested in the story. I just wanted to carry on and go through the story.
Girl. I've never collected anything on my first run because there's no time. The story is just very investing. Yeah. No, I only did a completion of 100 on my second play, which you don't get to do because you fucking gave it to someone else. You have to buy it again.
I was so happy with this game. I was like, it's amazing. I want to share it. And I shared it and I regret it. I regret that move. But yeah, no, I'll definitely buy it again, to be honest. But then I'm worried. I will spend a minimum 6 months on that game.
I played the game for 1 year.
Beautiful.
But I don't play hours like you. I will play like I'm watching a film. Like it's gonna be like 2 hours. Not every day. Oh yeah. No. I like the pleasure to last. I am not said she with a French accent. I love things to take their sweet time. I don't need a rush. I want to have a life. I want to enjoy the game. The game is not going to impede on my life. I like the game. I like my life. I'll meet them both in the middle. So if it takes me a year, what else do I gotta do? Do I have to play other games right now? Like, what's gonna happen? No, I'll take my time to play them after I'm finished. It took me a year, and I was happy to just do that for a year. If tomorrow I start fucking The Lord of the Rings, gonna take me also 9 months. So what do I care?
Shadows of Mordor.
Or Game of Thrones now. Like, it's fine. Like, you just get invested in whatever is part of your the world you dive in with, whether it's a book or whatever. If you start watching Supernatural tomorrow, it's gonna take you long ass time.
That's true.
16
but
series,
I'll be honest, 2 hours here and there, great, because I don't know, like, being back into work and everything, like my hours, like the working day hours, and then it's like a certain time you get your routine, and then you get tired by a certain time. I can't invest like as many hours as what I would do now. So 2 hours of gaming is perfect. Depends on the game, because sometimes the level of concentration, like if it's been a really busy day in work, I'm not able to invest. Okay, for example, Ghost of Tsushima. I feel that's quite a heavy concentration game with maybe
intense.
Yeah, and I think emotionally, when it takes you through the story and everything, because it's based on a true story, it's quite upsetting. It's quite heavy.
What? I didn't know.
Incredible. I'm sure it's based on the true story. I know that definitely the Mongols invaded countries. I'm not sure how many countries, and if it was definitely Japan. But yeah, no, they were definitely very ruthless.
Oh yeah, that I knew, but I didn't know if there's one person, one prince that actually became kind of ninja. And I mean, probably they push them back like Japan will do with absolutely every country. Wow. But yeah, if the guy existed, it would be nice to see. Check him out.
I would have to definitely do more research, and then maybe on another episode when we actually speak about Tsushima. My background is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which I absolutely love. It's the creators of Borderlands, which is amazing. That it's funny, and sometimes I just want to mindlessly shoot people. And for me, sometimes that is, a game like this. I just want to come home, zone out, just know what I gotta do. I gotta kill everybody, make sure that's happened, and then I can carry on with my day. What happened?
Sorry.
Are you okay?
I've got someone at the door. Keep going. Keep talking about this stuff. I'm so sorry. You don't have to keep going, but sorry.
Oh, The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 was absolutely incredible. One of my favorite stories. So I needed to 100% complete everything. That is a game that I've been back on. But I would definitely go through again as well, to be honest. I would probably go to play 1 and 2, to be honest, because there were some references in the third game that I didn't quite understand, maybe because I didn't follow the story from the very beginning. But yeah, I've been back to play that one. I would definitely 100% go back and play The Witcher 3 again, because it was amazing. And I remember specifically this one. It was a side quest it was the botchling, and I so wanted them to bring out the little plush toys of just the botchling and everything. It was so cute. And basically it was like this this little baby. I'm not sure if, oh my gosh, I can't even remember. I'm not sure if this baby was inbred or if there was some complications that went on with the birth. But basically this baby didn't look like a baby, but it just had like an eye down here, and it was so freaking cute though. It was adorable, and I was like, why aren't you bringing out the plush toys of this? Why do we have pop toys of everything, but not a botchling?
Oh,
no. We need a botchling. So yeah, that was my favorite side quest of all time, I'd say, from any game, to be honest. Which was incredible.
I wouldn't even know what would be my favorite side quest, because I'm not a side quester. But I did on Assassin's Odyssey, and I did on, obviously, Red Dead. But Red Dead didn't feel like side quests, because sometimes to get 100% completion is something that you do without realizing, and then you get into the challenges, and you see that you already have done at least 3 or 4 of what you need to do to complete it, and you're like, oh, I wasn't aware. So you have to like shoot some hats and stuff like that, and then you realize that you have to shoot people with 5 hats, like without killing them, for example, as a challenge, and you're like already randomly did it by accident, but you don't know. So it's not that difficult to do 100% completion in Red Dead, but it doesn't tell you because it's immersive. It doesn't tell you, it doesn't make you do side quests like other games, like with a light and some people waiting for you, and so the people are not waiting for you. You can talk to them, but they're doing their own thing regardless. I love it.
So, I realized just going through the list of games that we played, because we were just doing like strategy and coming up with games that we've both played, that I do love puzzle games as well, to be honest. There was I was on a quest for discovering who killed this guy. Yeah, so the game is called Murder Soul Suspect. Now, I don't usually play. Yeah, it was pretty good.
That sounds great.
I don't usually play like murder mysteries on PlayStation. I usually play like if something like that on my phone, or like if it's a puzzle game, it's usually on my phone instead. Yeah, it was interesting, and you have to go and find out all the clues and try and understand what it is that killed or hurt you.
I love those kind of games.
That's that I enjoyed. Like sometimes I mentioned you have to be in a certain headspace for some games. This Murder Soul Suspect was like, it wasn't too heavy. Like you could just carry on and do what you want to do and not feel very intense. You're not like emotionally invested into it. You just, it's a pleasure to play. With some games, stealth mode sometimes. The Last of Us. If I'm particularly anxious, I can't play The Last of Us, especially on the stealth. The stealth mode, and you actually try and sneak between the zombies and everything.
That's what you said. So I have the contrary of you, which is amazing. I love it. So if I'm in stealth mode, like I would do for example, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I am at my happy place. My favorite place is just to wait and then strike.
Yes.
But the more I wait,
run away.
And then, when you mentioned, I'm a little bit too stressed and I don't drink. No, you didn't say you're too stressed. You said, I don't drink a lot or I have tea. But like when I play this type of like games really intense, and if I'm like playing this kind of like also stealthy kind of games, it's nice to have a glass of wine because you're scared. And then it's nighttime and it's a Friday night and you have nothing else to do, whatever. And then, whilst you wait, sip on a little wine. What's wrong with that? It's really nice.
I used to play with my friend as well. So when I was living back at home, this was like so many years ago. When I was a teenager, and he used to have this wooden house at the end of the garden, and he'd had all of his gaming rigs set up in there. So he had his Xbox in there, he had his Wii, the projector. So like literally that cabin was all just for gaming, which was incredible. And we used to go and we'd spend nights there, like the whole weekend there, pretty much just camping and
so good
playing games.
Can we go?
And honestly, it was fabulous. So we'd just like sipping rum or maybe a beer. Like it wasn't nothing heavy, but just like playing games whilst, because you're socially playing games, like it's not all online as well, which I loved that.
Oh, I love the social aspect of playing games. It's amazing.
So sweet. And it was nothing, I love like being in a room with your friends playing games. Like online gaming is really sweet, but it just doesn't quite have the same community, I think.
When I play with Anya online, we have the laptop on our bed. I mean, on our bed, the couch, and we're just like playing, having like food or drinking. And I mean, not drinking, but this happened to me that it was my birthday and I was fucking drinking and we're playing. So we're talking at the same time. We're on the laptop. So it's like calling a friend and doing something with them at the same time, especially with friends abroad. So I think I really like the gaming community because it's like, I think on YouTube, you have a lot of people either talking about the games they like in their own language, and it limits to that. And I think that's why I want this podcast to also show that the whole gaming world bring a lot of people together. I'm fucking French. I live in London. You're Welsh. Fucking Welsh, I guess. I don't know why. Yes. I was playing with Anya. She's in Germany. It's like, it's a whole community, and I don't think people see that. When you go on YouTube, you have a lot of like guys, especially the ones where you want to know, you miss some things and you were like, okay, I'm gonna check on internet, and it's always English accents, American, or if I'm French, I can find the videos in French too, but it's never, I'm Spanish and I'm talking to a German friend and we're all talking about how we loved it and stuff like that. Like, I think there's something missing. It's a lot of American kind of like based video games as well, the story based. But that doesn't mean it's not universal. Red Dead is universal to me, even if, it's very American. But everybody in the world were relating or actually find themselves in the position of this guy, and, a relatable position. So, not really situational, but being completely lost at a point of where you are in the world, where you stand and where you should go. Everybody has experienced that to different degrees. But, I think, I don't know why I was saying that. I think that's great.
yeah, just yeah, no, I think like gaming around the wheel. But no, you're totally right. It does bring everyone together, and but I
Oh
think
yeah,
they,
because we're talking about playing together.
Yeah.
Co-ops. Why are we not having more co-ops game? Fucking
Yes.
PlayStation, Sony, all these people make us more co-ops. Like, did you think we were just like selfish? No, millennials are gone. Gen Z are in. Like, I want to play together as well, I think.
Yeah. To be honest, sometimes that will determine whether I buy the game or not, if it's co-op or not. So I'm like, no, if I want a game, I want to actually sit. But I think that's why I love Borderlands and also Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Like, they're two.
That's co-op.
You could just go and yeah.
Ooh,
you don't have to be online to play it. Yeah, so you could both be sitting in the same room, slap each other whenever someone's doing stupid.
Oh, that's so nice. I love that. Oh, we should play online.
It's great. It's great. It's wonderful. Yeah, sometimes I will determine whether I buy that game or not.
Yeah.
Whether it's co-op or not.
Okay, so I went through all my questions.
Thanks. Would you like to share anything?
I already shared a lot, and I'm so annoyed at me. Every time you say something, it makes me think of something about like my experience, and I'm like, oh, here's what I'm talking about.
No, it's beautiful. No, I think that's what I love, that we're here having a conversation. But I don't want it to be like anyone more invested in the conversation. Not like I think that's the beauty of our friendship as well. Like, we sit here and have a chat. Like, I do not feel angry or anything. Like, you're more than welcome to talk.
Oh.
I think you're just feeling angry at yourself, which you don't need to feel.
Shit, I'm getting a whooping on screen.
Sorry. Meditate.
Exposed.
But don't
you're right.
Ass.
It's like being harsh with yourself. That's what I do a lot. So you're you're playing Ghost of Tsushima. What's your next one?
Yes. After that, to be honest, I
Stray.
So I just finished Horizon, the second one. Which
is
incredible.
I do have a question.
Oh, yes.
So you were saying, I'm very comfortable in my house and I'm a social person, but I'm also really like, staying in and playing my games. But it sounds like you would do, play games and that's it. But you said to me the other day that Horizon inspired you so much, Aloy inspired you so much that you want to working at the gym to get an Aloy body, and that kept
true.
Yeah. So I think Red Dead inspired me to also do horse riding. So I feel like this is the point of the whole gaming experience for us, is that it pushes us to also do something in our lives, like actively take steps to go towards the inspiration that we got from those 100%. Games.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong at all. Yeah, after playing, I'll be honest, growing up with Lara Croft as well, absolutely amazing. You have this like strong female character who's able to do all of this gymnastic everything. Obviously, the in the game she's all rich and she just wants daddy's attention and to follow in his footsteps and everything.
God, dude, daddy issues I can't take.
Yeah. Oh, which I love about Horizon, to be honest. Like, yeah. There's no like parent figure as such. Rosh, it was so sad that obviously he passed early on, but I think that just pushed her to do even better.
What?
Sorry, was I not allowed to say that?
I didn't know that.
Oh, but honestly, yeah. So I started going to the gym because Aloy is absolutely fabulous. I love that she was not over sexualized in that as well, which made the game even better. All of the character designs. Honestly, I know we're gonna chat about it in depth. It was absolutely fantastic. I thought that you would love this game as well, because I remember us playing or speaking about Red Dead Redemption, and you're like, do you kill animals? I'm like, well, sometimes we have to kill the animals. And I was like, it's in the game. It's okay, right? And I'm like, I definitely don't do this in real life, but in a game, it's a pleasure. And this is why I thought Horizon would be incredible for you, because they're robot animals.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay. I have worked on Horizon. That's my shame. I have it for free. They gave it to me. I'm really scared. I'm like scared. I'm like, So I was explaining, if you had listened to God of War, I'm explaining the same thing. I have this fear, absolute gripping fear, that when the character is scaled down, compared to what they're fighting, I'm losing. I like, so my heart is racing like crazy. The robots and Aloy's size compared to the robots.
But no, I think I love that it kind of builds up your what's the word? It starts to encourage you. So it starts off with the beasts that are a bit small first, the robots, and then they gradually get bigger and bigger. So I think it allows you, like, you get more of an understanding of it rather than just being jumped into the deep end.
Yeah, but even like the beginnings, I was like, oh my god, that's it. Like, oh, I'm scared and I want to play it, but my heart's racing. It's ridiculous.
Aw. But I think maybe this is where you'd need to play with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Just to be in the room. Yeah, 100%. It's one of those games for you.
You're right. Those games, I started to play with a friend and then we didn't continue. We shouldn't, like, and also she's a neighbor and she worked on it as well. Like, we should definitely, yeah, I think we should continue. 100%. Oh, whoa.
Honestly, that's
100% at the same time. I'm sorry. Sorry, continue.
No, I was going to say the storyline is definitely unique for Horizon as well. Yeah, which is why I wanted to get through the game, because it was like, to this moment, I'll be honest, I don't quite understand it, but I still enjoy it. Like, I love playing the game. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's really interesting. But yeah, Aloy, female character, she's super agile. So I decided I'm going to try and challenge myself at the gym, and I want to be able to do at least one pull-up, by the end of the year. I can't even do a push-up now, so that would also be, improvements. But yes, one pull-up by the end of this year. And I've got just 4 weeks left. I could do this.
You can do it. You can do it.
I can do this. Positive mental attitude.
Push yourself like Aloy.
Yes. Man, honestly, yes, I know we'll get into
like,
it, but what a strong character.
She'll be like, there's no one else that can do it. So I will step in, and I will be the person. And everything along my way, and everything on my way is gonna have to get out of my way. She
Karmen,
she speaks like that. Yeah. Every morning you should wake up with an Aloy's point of view, like, this is my day. I am doing this today. I am doing this for the people. No one else can do that.
I feel like she did. She's like, I am the Nora. Get out my way. And she's like, right, challenge accepted. I will save the world, and I'm totally invested in this.
Yeah. She's like she's a very unique character. I really like her.
She's got balls. Sorry, I shouldn't even say that. Like, she's just such a gutsy character. Like, she even says some sentences or replies. I'm like, oh, you just said that, Aloy. Oh shit. Oh.
And what my one for in terms of women probably is Chloe Fraser from Uncharted. I love her fucking, like, someone that's like, this guy, they're looking at the guy that they need to steal stuff from.
Handsome.
If you're into psychopaths.
Nobody's perfect. Where's base camp?
Like, she has like that. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I know, that's so true, actually. I forget that the sense of humor in that is pretty good.
Oh, it's really
like, I remember I was laughing through the game. I was like, wait, what?
Oh, Uncharted, I think it's hilarious. But I think Lost Legacy is amazing, because when they're going to build a long game of Lost Legacy, that is going to be great.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be so good. Have you played Lost Legacy?
I don't think I have. I'm going to have a little look now. Right, I remember Uncharted, the first and second. I did stop playing during the first and second because it was a bit samey. And then I just skipped the third and went straight on to the fourth one.
Which is okay. The third is better than the first and the second, I feel like, because, obviously they improved their gameplay and made it very epic. So it was the first time that they were making it as epic, and then the fourth was, next level of what they were trying to explore on the third. So, you played the fourth, so you have an idea. If you play The Lost Legacy, which is a DLC, so it should be available for less price than a long game. you're gonna love it. Too strong.
I recognize it, but I'm not sure if I've actually played it or not, to be honest.
No, you would remember. I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
Those two girls.
Because they go more in with the characters, right? Rather than it being.
And, you know, Nadine is the villain, and they make it one of the main character that you have to interact with and be friends with. So it's very, I love that they really did that, and it shows that nice, you know, aspect of everybody was doing something for their reason. That doesn't mean that your view of her was she was the villain, was actually maybe she's not. Like, you kind of like seeing her point of view as well. Amazing. So that's really good, especially for it brings depth to the woman.
I feel like every time I come away from a conversation with you, I am invested into trying a new game.
I know, like,
which is brilliant.
But there's lots of games that you've played that I haven't, so maybe during the Christmas break, which I won't have, but it's gonna be, you know, I guess every films are going on hiatus, so it's gonna be calmer. It's going to be nice. I'm going to have nice evenings, and I'm going to be able to play
so
some of your games.
I will say as well, actually, I am a bit more invested in gaming lately than TV shows. And I think it's just because, you know, with the storyline, because you are the character. Sometimes, I find that lately I cannot sit through a movie without falling asleep. And I don't know if it's just because I've conditioned myself with that now. Just maybe if, you know, going to bed is some background noise, but I cannot keep my focus to stay awake. When I games I can play an hour just before bed, and then I'll just go and just pass out.
Well, there's also this element of when you play a game, you're like, oh shit, I've never played that before, I've never felt that before. And TV shows, you can't say that anymore.
Yeah,
you can't.
That's true.
Like, it's the story will be very nice and everything will be very nice, but we're not in the position anymore to say, I have never seen anything like it, which we were probably in the 80s and the 90s. But now games are taking over the you know, very refreshing. So hopefully it's not going to die out soon, but, you know, they will get, I think,
well, especially with VR experience.
True.
It's just going to get bigger and better and more of a digital world, I think. 100%. So I don't know if maybe we're probably going to walk around with just an online,
which scares me,
persona or something.
Yeah, that scares me a little bit. But I love my character in Red Dead Online.
It's like some characters I made are freaking awesome. Like I love the one that I've made for Tiny Tina's Wonderland as well. That's what I love with, you know, character design. I like, you know, Sims was fantastic. I think that was probably one of the first games that I invested all my time just like changing the eyebrow shape or like the eyes and making them like aliens or something instead. Yeah, I love that you can create your character and also, you just be that character, which is fun. Well, thank you for joining us both today. So Delphine, it's been lovely being with you today. Everyone watching, thank you so much for watching. What do you think? So yeah, let us know your thoughts, feels, and if you have any ideas for us, that'd be brilliant for next episode.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, buddy.
If you're heading home, try to keep moving, and also to not die.
Or if you're not heading home, same advice.